Hello, and welcome back to Weekend Cartoon Reviews. This time, we're reviewing Elio. Elio is the newest Pixar movie, and it's not doing so hot in theaters. Like most of Pixar this decade, but that's not their fault because of their movies, or at least 3 of them anyway, going straight to Disney+. If we mention Pixar's rep as a whole, they make stellar animated movies both kids and adults can enjoy. And I still think they hold to that when they want to. They made a banger recently with Inside Out 2, and made one of their greatest movies of all time to me this decade, Soul. Elio is purely original, like most of Pixar's work recently, though the movie went through a troubled production with 2 delays, director changes, story changes. Yeah, it's been a lot, and people wondered if we were, ever gonna see this movie. When it was announced, I was excited for it because of its premise. I was a bit worried about the changes, but now that the final product is here, what did I think? Honestly, this is one of Pixar's best movies this decade. Yeah, I really resonated with Elio, to be honest. The film is about Elio, who doesn't feel like he belongs on Earth and has an obsession with space. He gets abducted by aliens and is mistaken as the leader of Earth, so he has to navigate a crisis going on in space because of a warmonger, Lord Grygon, wanting to blow everything up after he was rejected by the Communiverse, so they count on Elio to set things right. People online said the film would emotionally wreck me. I did get a bit emotional, but I wouldn't say it did that. It was just a movie I resonated with because I saw my younger self a lot in Elio. Something unique about this to me was the minimal locations, because we really only stay in 2 areas in space as well as Earth. Elio also doesn't have a great relationship with his aunt, which is what makes him feel like he doesn't belong. That's not a spoiler, by the way, that's something in the trailer. People give Pixar flack for the bean-mouth animation style, and I disagree with the criticism there. Sure, it's samey compared to movies that have them like Luca and Turning Red, as well as the show Win or Lose. However, I can pick out which one is which. They all look distinct enough to me. Turning Red especially, since it goes for anime-like expressions. The animation was smooth and colorful to look at, especially while we were in space. The voice acting, as usual, was good, since Pixar usually gets voice actors for these movies and not just celebrity casting. The only movie I can really think of where it was mostly celebrity casting taking the lead that they made was Onward, though correct me if I'm wrong. I know Chris Evans voiced Buzz in Lightyear, but I don't really count that too much, and Taika Waititi was also in there. But, I also like the message Elio goes for about feeling like where you belong. While the ending is a bit predictable, you can guess how this movie is going to end. It is the typical third act of an animated movie. It works really well in its favor here, and shows that Elio has grown as a character from the start of the movie to the end. For adults, there's messages about accepting what your kids want to do in life and not forcing expectations onto them. Unfortunately, Elio has the worst box office opening ever, and it sucks because it's really good. It's not the audience's fault for not seeing the movie, it's the fault of the marketing department at Disney who blew their marketing budget on the live-action Lilo and Stitch. However, the reception has been very good and in line with a lot of releases Pixar has been doing lately. I don't think this movie gained any controversies aside from the bean-mouth art style and the trailers not looking great, but I like the trailers and they got me more interested in checking it out. I don't know if there's a film I can compare this one to. It's a personal story about feeling like where you belong, and there's a lot of movies that are like that. I just can't think of a singular one to compare this to. Feels unique in its own right. However, there's one gripe I have with this movie. It goes into spoiler territory, but to tiptoe around it, I felt like the conflict resolution was a little rushed. There was one moment during the climax that rubbed me the wrong way without, saying too much. That's really it in terms of flaws for me here. So yeah, if it's still in theaters for you, go check out Elio. You won't regret watching it, and I recommend it all the way. It's a movie I feel like everyone in the family would enjoy. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next review. Bye everyone, and have a great day.